On Monday, everything looked normal again. Sam swept hair from the floor, fetched water for customers, and practiced braiding on a mannequin head. The other girls teased her about being too quiet. Amanda nudged her to gist, but Sam kept her smile small. No one knew where she had been over the weekend. No one suspected who she was spending her evenings with. That secrecy gave her both pride and fear. She was standing in two worlds, one of wigs, attachments, and gossip, and another of chandeliers, secrets, and whispered promises. At night, lying beside Stephen as he mumbled in his sleep, she stared at the ceiling fan and thought of Shania's words. Without the oath, you will always be on the outside. And Samadora hated being on the outside. The salon was busy that afternoon. A well-known Lekki customer had come in to install Bone Straight, and all the apprentices were on edge. Madam hovered nervously, whispering instructions as if the woman were royalty. Samadora's job was simple: hold the hair bundles and pass clips when needed. She focused on the strands in her hands, careful not to make any mistake. But when the woman shifted in her seat, Sam's elbow brushed against the expensive weave. The woman spun around sharply. Are you mad? Do you know how much this Bone Straight cost? The whole salon froze. I'm sorry, Ma, Sam stammered. Sorry? With your careless village hands? If you had spoiled it, could you afford to pay? Even your entire family cannot afford this hair. A ripple of laughter escaped from one corner. Even some apprentices who should have defended her smirked. Madam hurried forward with apologies, bowing slightly, while Sam stood rooted, face burning. The woman wasn't done. She looked Sam up and down with disdain. With that flat body, you should not even be near women who carry class. Please, let someone else hold this for me. Sam's eyes filled, but she swallowed the tears. She stepped back, her hands trembling, her shame a heavy weight pressing her into the floor. 2 days later, she went to buy food at a nearby restaurant. The line was short, just 3 people ahead. She waited quietly, clutching the notes Stephen had given her that morning. Then 2 Lekki girls walked in. Their nails glittered, their hips swayed like music. Without hesitation, the waiter abandoned Sam and rushed to attend to them. Welcome, madam. What will you take? He said eagerly, ignoring Sam as if she were part of the wall. But I was next, she protested, her voice small. The waiter glanced at her briefly, dismissively. Just wait and I will attend to you. The girls laughed lightly, not even bothering to hide it. One whispered loudly enough for Sam to hear. Flat and broke. No wonder nobody notices her. Sam's appetite vanished. She dropped her money back into her bag and walked out, her chest tight with humiliation. The streets outside felt brighter, louder, as though the whole city was mocking her. That night, Stephen returned late. His clothes smelled of sweat and diesel, his eyes heavy with exhaustion. He handed her a nylon bag with akara and bread. Now wouldn't I fit afford today? He said softly. Eat small before you sleep. She nodded, but she couldn't swallow. The akara tasted like sand in her mouth. She wanted to scream, this is not enough. I want more. Stephen noticed her silence. He sat beside her, rubbing her shoulder. Sammy, I know you day worry, but I promise one day, I go make it up to you. Just hold me small. This city no easy. She forced a smile. I know. Later, when he fell asleep, she lay awake staring at the ceiling. The insults from the salon replayed in her ears. The laughter at the restaurant echoed in her chest. The image of Shania, graceful, adored, untouchable, burned in her mind. The words she had once whispered to herself came back with a bitter edge, without the oath. You will always be on the outside." Her heart thudded. Her palms were sweaty. She whispered into the darkness, "I can't continue like this. Whatever it takes, I must do it." The decision landed heavy, like a stone in water. No going back. The next morning, before the sun was fully up, she stepped outside quietly with her phone. Stephen was still asleep, his arms stretched across the bed. She scrolled through her contacts, stopped at Shania's number, and pressed call. The line rang once, twice, then clicked. "Sam." Shania's voice was soft, still heavy with sleep. Sam swallowed hard. "I'm ready." There was silence for a moment, then Shania's sigh. Part relief, part sadness. "Are you sure?" "Yes," Sam whispered. "I don't care what it takes. I'm ready." Shania's tone shifted, firm now. "All right. Then meet me tomorrow evening. Don't tell anyone. Not your boyfriend, not your friends at the salon. From this moment, your life will change." When the call ended, Sam stood frozen in the early morning air. The world around her was waking up, traders calling out, buses honking, birds crying in the trees. But inside her, something else had awakened, a hunger that refused to be ignored. The night was heavy with silence. When Shania's car pulled up in front of Samadora Street, a sleek black SUV that seemed to swallow the darkness. Samadora had told Stephen she was going to spend the night at Amanda's house because they had salon outside work. In a koi, he had only nodded, too tired to question her. Now, standing at the roadside with her small handbag, she felt both fear and excitement coiling in her stomach. The back door opened. Shania sat inside, dressed simply in black jeans and a hoodie, her face bare of the usual glamour. Alex was next to her, sunglasses at night, as if daring the world to question her. "Get in," Shania said. Sam slid in. The car pulled away, leaving the sleeping neighborhood behind. They drove out of Lekki, down winding roads, until the city lights dimmed. Finally, the SUV stopped before a small compound surrounded by thick bush. The air smelled of palm oil, smoke, and something older. "Where is this?" Sam whispered. Shania's voice was calm. "A place where promises are sealed." Alex chuckled. "No need to act holy, little girl. You said you were ready." They stepped out. A dim lantern burned at the entrance. Inside, the walls were lined with chalk markings, and the air was thick with incense. At the center, an old man sat cross-legged, his skin wrinkled like dried leather, his eyes sharp and alive. Shania knelt before him, bowing her head. Alex followed. Hesitant, Sam did the same. The old man's voice rasped like dry leaves. "Do you come willingly?" "Yes," Shania answered. "Yes," Alex echoed. His gaze shifted to Sam. "And you, child? Do you come by choice, not by force?" Sam's throat tightened. "Yes, I come willingly." The man nodded slowly. He handed her a clay bowl filled with water darkened by herbs. "Drink, and swear that what you see with them, you keep, that you will not betray the circle, that you accept both fortune and misfortune that will come." Her hands shook as she lifted the bowl. She closed her eyes, whispered, "I swear," and drank. The bitter liquid burned down her throat, leaving her dizzy. The old man tied a red cloth around her wrist. "From today, you are bound. If you betray, the spirits will collect." Sam's chest pounded. She wanted to run, but Shania placed a steadying hand on her shoulder. "It is done," she whispered. Alex smirked. "Welcome to reality." A week later, Shania took her to a hidden clinic in Victoria Island. The building was painted white, sterile on the outside, but inside, the air was cold and humming with machines. Posters of cosmetic procedures lined the walls. The surgeon, a sharp-eyed man with gloves that seemed too large for his thin hands, explained the process quickly, as though reading a script. Sam nodded through it, though her mind buzzed with fear. "You will sleep," he said, "and when you wake, you will no longer be the same." As she lay on the metal bed, lights glaring above her, she whispered to herself, "This is what I wanted. This is what will change everything." Darkness swallowed her. When she woke, pain seared through her body. Her waist was wrapped tightly, her backside heavy and swollen. She whimpered, but Shania was there, holding her hand. "Rest," Shania said softly. "The pain is part of the process. Soon, you will shine." Days turned into weeks. The swelling reduced. The mirror revealed a stranger, fuller hips, rounder curves, a body designed for attention. She touched her reflection in disbelief. Alex watched one day, arms crossed. "Now men will notice you. But remember, they don't love you. They love what you carry. Learn to use it before it uses you." Sam nodded, but her heart was racing. She finally looked like the women she had once admired from afar. When she returned to Lekki, heads turned. Even Madame, who barely noticed apprentices, stared when Sam entered the salon one afternoon to greet Amanda. "Ah, Samadora." Madame blinked, almost not recognizing her. Amanda gasped, rushing to hug her. "Sammy, my God, you look different." "Fine." Sam only smiled faintly. "It's a long story. I'll tell you later." But she never told them. That evening, she went back to Stephen's apartment for the first time in weeks. He was sitting on the bed, his face lined with worry. When he saw her, his mouth opened in shock. "Sammy." His voice cracked. "What? What happened to you?" She didn't answer. Instead, she reached into her bag and placed a bundle of cash on the table. "Neat 2 million Nigerian nairas. This is for you," she said quietly. "Take it. Consider it. Payment." He stood quickly, eyes wide. "Payment." "Sammy, what are you saying?" "I don't need you anymore, Stephen. I can take care of myself now." Tears filled his eyes. "I don't want your money. I want you. I suffered with you. I believed in you. Why are you doing this?" Her lips trembled, but she forced herself to be firm. "Because love without money is nothing here. You wouldn't understand." She turned away, leaving the money on the table. His voice broke as he called after her. "Sammy, please. Don't leave me like this. I don't need your body. I don't need your money. I just need you." But she walked out, her heels clicking against the tiled floor, her new curves swaying like a banner of victory and loss. Outside, the night air was cool, the city alive with lights and music. She lifted her head high, even as tears threatened to spill. She had finally become what she thought she wanted. The weeks that followed blurred into a new kind of rhythm. Samadora was no longer the shy apprentice who swept hair and fetched water. She was a new woman. Her curves announced themselves before she even spoke. Men stopped her on the road. Strangers asked for her Instagram. At night, she sat in clubs where bottles of champagne rained down like waterfalls, her phone camera catching every glittering moment. On TikTok, her videos trended. On Instagram, her followers multiplied. The comments filled with fire emojis, heart eyes, and whispers. Soft life. Lekki goddess. Body goals. She had arrived. One afternoon, Sam visited the salon to fix her nails. The apprentices gasped when she walked in. Amanda nearly cried with excitement. "Sammy." Amanda pulled her aside. "Please, my sister, help me. I'm tired. I'm tired of sweeping hair and eating Gary every night. Take me with you. Show me the way." Sam hesitated. She remembered Amanda's words months ago. If you ever find a door, don't forget me. Carry me along. Her chest tightened. Amanda, are you sure? Amanda gripped her hands, desperation shining in her eyes. Yes, I don't care. I'm ready for anything. I just want out. Sam nodded slowly. All right, I'll speak to Shania. It happened quickly. Amanda swore the oath at the shrine, her hands trembling but her voice steady. Then she was taken to the same hidden clinic where Sam's own body had been remade. Sam waited outside, pacing, her stomach in knots. Hours passed. Nurses rushed in and out, their faces grim. Shania sat quietly, lips pressed together. Alex scrolled through her phone as if the world had not shifted. Finally, the surgeon came out, his gloves stained, his face stiff. He shook his head. I'm sorry. We lost her. The words slammed into Sam like a fist. Her knees buckled. Shania caught her before she hit the floor. No, 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 Sam cried, clutching her chest. She only wanted a chance. She trusted me. Alex's voice cut cold through the air. She wasn't strong enough. Not everyone survives the fire. Sam turned on her, fury burning through tears. How can you say that? She was my friend. Alex shrugged, slipping her phone back into her bag. Friends don't last here. Only survivors do. But the nights she returned alone to her new apartment, when the music faded and the lights dimmed, a part of her still whispered, it could have been you on that surgery table. It still could be you. By morning, Amanda's story was everywhere. Instagram blogs posted headlines with flashing emojis. Apprentice dies during botched BBL surgery in Lagos. Is BBL worth it? Another young girl gone too soon. Twitter trended with hashtags. Hashtag say no to BBL and hashtag protect our girls. Influencers ranted. Pastors preached. Activists marched online. For 2 weeks, the city roared with outrage. But by the third week, another scandal had arrived. A celebrity marriage crashed. A musician leaked a new single. TikTok launched a fresh dance challenge. Amanda's face, once everywhere, slipped quietly out of the feed. Forgotten, Samadora sat alone in her apartment one night. The glow of her ring light bouncing off designer furniture. She scrolled through her feed, past the endless noise, parties, cars, handbags, laughing faces. Her reflection stared back from the darkened phone screen, beautiful, admired, adored. And yet behind the makeup, her eyes looked hollow. She thought of Stephen, of the small leather bag he once bought her with pride. She thought of Amanda, laughing on the bench outside the salon, whispering, if you ever find a door, don't forget me. Sam closed her eyes, tears slipping silently down her cheeks. Her phone buzzed with another party invite. Big names, big men, another night of lights and music. She wiped her face, reapplied her lipstick, and stood. The world would see her glow. The world would not see her grief. Because Lagos had already moved on. At the end of the day, nobody really remembered Amanda. For 2 weeks, her name was everywhere. Instagram captions, WhatsApp statuses, TikTok voiceovers. See wedding greed day cause. BBL is not by force. Justice for Amanda. But after that, silence. Another party trend started. A new scandal broke out. A musician dropped an album. The city moved on, like it always does. Shania was still glowing. Alex was still collecting, and Samadora? She kept posting new clothes, new car, new locations. Her followers cheered. Men still rushed her. Only she knew the truth. Only she still carried Amanda's face in her dreams. But on the streets, the gist was simple. Nahu die, I am loose. Life no day pause for anybody. And Lagos, as always, continued to shine and to swallow.